seriously, it doesn't get boring at all. Delighted to be here with Alejandro, the head of agronomy. And also, can we give a huge round of applause to the dog called Ryder? Oh, it's gorgeous. I'm actually, Alejandro, I'm a little bit scared of dogs, but I'm not scared of Ryder. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, gorgeous. Alejandro, sorry. I digress with Ryder. Tell us about the challenge of coming here. I know you've been setting up this course for a few years now. When did it all begin? When did the project start?
Well, basically, it began when we finished the Ryder Cup in 2018.
So you were involved in 2018?
Yes, I was the golf course superintendent in 2018, and I was working with Lara, my wife, in Paris. And we had the opportunity to come here to Rome to set this golf course for the Ryder Cup. And those kind of things, you cannot say no. It's impossible.
And what an amazing job you did in 2018. Tell us about the challenges you faced when you came here.
So imagine where we are, it was dust. There was nothing. We started from zero, was a huge team, all involved, and that's the result of 5 years of work, a lot of efforts, and a lot of passion.
Yeah. In terms of the archaeology of the land, you had to work with the structure of the landscape, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. That was part of the European golf design, who designed the golf course, and I think they did a great job integrating the golf course with all the land and in the Roman environment.
Yeah, it's an amazing golf course here at Marco Simone, and all our fans, they've been walking around over the last couple of days, or all week in fact, and are absolutely loving it. How happy are you with the results right now, the way the course looks and the way it's playing?
Extremely happy, yes. Really sweet. We are so happy. Yeah.
Oh, you've done a fantastic job. Ladies and gentlemen, Alejandro is instrumental in creating this golf course with his wife, Lara. Can we give him a huge round of applause? Come on, Lara, come on. You've done brilliantly, Lara. It's great to see you. Just tell us, has it strengthened your relationship as husband and wife?
Well, has been very difficult for us, has been a challenge, but now it's a pleasure to be here, to be all the work that we did in the last 3 years and a half. The team is super happy, they did a great job, and well, it's the last day, so I hope everyone have fun and go Europe.
Oh, thank you. You've been marvellous, absolutely fantastic. And we're going to take a look now, specifically at the first and second holes. This first hole, at par 4, 445 yards. I know you've done a lot of hard work on the front nine, the back nine, but let's take a look at number 1 and 2. Lara, Alejandro, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is nothing that can prepare you for the anticipation and adrenaline experienced on the first tee of a Ryder Cup. It's like nothing else in the game. Picking up momentum and building a lead is crucial in the Ryder Cup. Since 1985, just over 63% of teams leading after the second hole go on to win the match. A mind-blowing statistic.
In 2021, the United States was 9-1-2 when leading after the second hole, which means the opening 2 holes at Marco Simone are tactically crucial for both teams in 2023.
A team could really benefit from taking the opening hole, a 445-yard par 4. Over 60% of matches are won after winning the first hole.
With nerves hopefully under control after the first, the demanding par 4 second gives players plenty of options off the tee.
For their second shots, you would absolutely rather play from the fairway than the rough. These players want to control the spin as much as they possibly can when hitting their approach shots.
The average approach distance here is around 180 yards, which is a hard 8-iron or an easy 7-iron for most of these guys. However, adrenaline pumping, I'm thinking it's probably an 8.
It's up at the green where you are most likely to run into problems. With the green being very hard to hit in regulation, a par has a great chance of getting your team's colors on the scoreboard.
Who will walk off that second green with the all-important momentum? Who will be up in the match? Making better decisions on these opening 2 holes could be absolutely crucial.
Helps if you turn your microphone on. We've all got goosebumps thinking about the first tee shot here. We're on the first tee and the atmosphere is really building. Are we looking forward to those first tee times, everybody? 11:35 a.m. John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler. We simply cannot wait. But this first, I'm looking down the first right now. It's pretty intimidating, I have to say. We saw a lot of drives in the foursomes, especially go right and get into that deep, thick rough on the right-hand side. But as you stand here, it really is an experience like no other. And I believe Adam is further down the first. Adam, exactly where are you? I'm going to hit my drive from here about, what, 300 yards? Are you up there?
Thanks, Di. Yes, I don't know if Tim, the cameraman, was able to pick you out down there on the first tee, but yes, we've made our way up the first, and we're right where most of the tee shots have actually been landing, because players on both sides, Team Europe and Team USA, have really been struggling with this opening tee shot. It is a bit of a dogleg round to the left, not a massive dogleg, but a lot of them have been leaving their tee shots in this exact area where I'm standing, in the rough, just off the fairway. The good shots have been on the right side of the fairway, and they've found it easier to find that 2-tiered green. But a lot of them have been drifting into this rather thick rough here. I don't know if Tim can point down, and just we can see how claggy and thick it is, particularly in the morning with all of the dew and the condensation that builds up here. So if the ball gets in there, it's been trampled down by spectators, players, caddies, and if the ball sits down low, this can make that second shot onto the green very, very tough. And the fans, as we saw, have relaxed a little bit after that run that we did at the start. Tim has as well. And we've got our breath back. And the fans have made their way here, and they're starting to line the first tee. So let's have a chat to a few of them. We've got some Americans here. We've got some Brits here sporting Team Europe. We'll start with names first. Who are you and where do you come from?
Brent, and I'm from Texas!
Okay.
Jack in Missouri.
Rich from Leicester.
Dan from Nottingham. Tom from Leicester.
Okay, welcome to day 3 at the Ryder Cup. We'll start with the Americans.
Before you start, we've had a bet off camera, €100 each. Well, €100. Versus $100. We're going to shake on it on camera, so it's binding.
Look at this.
To win the Ryder Cup. Come on, Europe!
Okay.
And a barrel of oil.
And a barrel of Texas finest.
I was going to say, there's quite a lot of that in Texas. Let's start with you guys. Obviously, the momentum switched just slightly towards the end of the day yesterday. Europe still massively ahead, 10.5 to 5.5. It would take a miracle, even more than the miracle at Medina, to do it for the Americans. But you guys still confident?
Oh yeah, 100%. We're Americans. We can always come back. It's Sunday. This is the day that the United States and Texas is made. We're going to make history tonight. Let's go.
Which of those matches, out of all of the singles, do you think, who are the players that are going to need to perform and going to need to win their matches in order to do this for the States?
Well, we need Brooks and Schauffele to actually show up, so that'd be good. 9 and 7 yesterday was a little rough. I don't know how we do that with a #1 player in the world, how he gets closed out on, what, 12, I think it was. So, we just need them to show up. We need Koepka to show up.
Yep, Scotty Scheffler will be playing in that opening match at 11:35 Rome time against John Rahm.
And we've got our Kleenex ready in case he has a little weep.
We're just hoping
Yeah.
Scotty
If
doesn't
he
start
cries,
crying again.
yeah.
I mean, if he
We'll
wants to
help him
cry.
out. We're kind people. 9 and 7, baby. 9 and 7. Let's do this.
If he wants an arm round him, I'll put an arm round him. Goodness me, it's embarrassing.
From the European fans' perspective, obviously with the scoreline as it is, you're still supremely
We're going
confident.
to be in the pub for 3 in the afternoon. This is all done and dusted. I'm thinking the first 5 matches, we nail it. Probably on 12. All of them. No point in the grandstand on 18. You're never going to get there. Let's do this. Team Europe.
And the drama that we saw on 18 and that had been building throughout the day, really, and it wasn't just Patrick Cantlay and Rory McIlroy, throughout a lot of the matches later on in the day. Do you think that will have helped fire up the Europeans as well as the Americans? Because everyone's talking about Team USA, but it's fired up the Europeans too.
Absolutely, and we need our talisman like Rory, Rahm to really step up and bring it home. But I'm thinking, the Cantlay issue, the Scheffler issue.
Rory's pumped up, mate. Rory is ready
Never
for it. You
seen
can
Rory
see,
like that.
I saw some behind-the-scenes footage last night.
Rory is ready for this, let me tell you. He nearly got into a scrap last night, so we're
having
a scrap today, but on the course.
You guys have obviously travelled a long way to come here to watch the Ryder Cup. I'm assuming it's your first Ryder Cup in Europe. What's the experience been like so far?
Oh, everybody's been amazing. The Europe fans have been a blast. Everyone cheers in us, so I can't ask for anything better.
You had a good time?
Oh, absolute blast. Can't ask for anything more.
And just finally, you guys, I mean, a little bit less of a distance from the Midlands to come here to Rome than it is from Texas and Missouri, but what's your experience been like so far?
Unbelievable, fantastic. It's first Ryder Cup for me. Having a blast.
Okay, well, we'll do a little sing-off. It's 3 versus 2, so not fair. We've got USA. You guys can give it the ole, ole. Okay, here we go. Very good. Well, we'll be back with them later to see who wins that bet. Back to you.
I'm wondering if we can keep it going here. Can we do the ole, ole, ole? Oh, brilliant. It's brilliant to hear you. It's absolutely fantastic. So I think we've got more European fans over here. Am I right? Hey! You've come from different countries from around Europe. What about the United States of America? Oh, they're over there. We've got the Vikings. Hello, good morning. How are you? Great. You're the American Marshals. You look fantastic. Are you going to sing for us? Okay, let's go further right. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We've got the Banana Men who are having their breakfast. Good morning, Banana Men. Can we give them a cheer, everybody? Just don't slip up. Oh, it's terrible. And we have the Guardians of the Ryder Cup. Good morning. Did you have about 3 minutes sleep last night? I'm sure. Yes. 4 minutes, great stuff, really good. Who's here from America? Anyone here from America? Europe, the European fans, the gladiators! Let's have a look. I need to put my glasses on this morning. Fantastic, these outfits are sensational. I think we've got some fans from the United States of America here. And some Europeans, great, and all the way round, all the way round. Hello, can you give us a cheer? 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Are Europe gonna win? Are Europe gonna win? I can do this all day. Are America gonna win? Europe! America! Okay. Great, you've been amazing, and I'm losing my voice slightly. Now, both captains have been fabulous throughout the week. Zach Johnson and Luke Donald, no stone has not been unturned. In terms of Luke Donald, on and off the course, his team have waxed lyrical about how brilliant he's been, and his attention to detail in the team room has been meticulous.
Good morning, everyone. Luke Donald here, your captain. Just wanted to take you through some of the European team spaces that we have in store here at Marco Simone for the Ryder Cup. Follow me. For me, the big thing about this area was to create something homely, something where they felt like they could be all together. We've got some pictures from our practice trip on the walls. Again, this was the first time as a team we got together. We have a chill out area. People who might not be playing in the morning on a Friday or Saturday can come here, watch a bit of the coverage. Through here is where the guys will be having their breakfast, lunch before the matches. Very serene spaces. We've got some great pictures on the walls. Jose, Sevi, iconic partnerships. this is an amazing space just for them to keep that team bonding going. So follow me, we'll go downstairs to the locker room. This is where the players will first see the history wall. This is every player that has played for Team Europe. History is really important part of this week. It's an important part of why we play Ryder Cups. We're inspired by those who came before us, and it's now our opportunity to write our own story. Only 168 players have ever played for Team Europe. Sevi is obviously a big part of it. You'll see a lot of Sevi within the team areas. A big part of my captaincy is to making sure all the rookies feel like they belong, that they have an opportunity to contribute to Team Europe. And these are the guys that in the past have really shined as rookies. And this is our locker room. Alphabetical order, player, caddy. Again, we're all part of a team, we're all in this together. Come through, their bags are ready, all their stuff, all their gear. You know, the guys' eyes will be lighting up when they come see this for the first time. Now, follow me to my most favorite room in this area. This is our team dressing room. Now, this is where I wanted to create a very intimate space, a sacred room where we could all come together, share ideas, share stories. Every player under their name says, "This is your time," in their native language. It's 12 lockers plus 1, 13 lockers, 1 for Sevi. Sevi is our ultimate symbol of what makes a European player great. His spirit and his enthusiasm and his soul will be with us all the way. The last thing they see once they head out to the golf course. Picture of Sevi, designed by local art students, forever in our hearts. Again, an ode to Sevi. What the Ryder Cup meant to him, they will feel that as they go out, and they'll be ready to go.
Oh, we just had a really lovely moment, actually. Everybody paying their respect to Sevi Ballesteros, and there was a gorgeous round of applause. So thank you to all the European fans and to all the American fans as well. Sevi, one of the legends of the Ryder Cup, formidable partnership with Jose Maria Olazabal, and a player that inspires so many. We will never forget. Now, the four balls yesterday afternoon, it was, well, the Americans dominated. It was 3-1, wasn't it, in that afternoon session? Let's remind you of some of the great moments. Max Homa played in his fourth session with Brian Harm, victorious over Fleetwood and Højgaard, 2-1. Sam Burns coming back into the fold, asking the crowd to hear their noise with Colin Morikawa, the Open champ. They overcame Hovland and Aubert. That was 4-3. So 2 points on the board for the United States of America. Zach Johnson was delighted with that. And then we also have Cantley and Clark winning their game, but Homa, he'll be playing in his fifth session. He's proved himself, performing on the highest stage. He's got a great record in the President's Cup. What was it, 4-0 in 2022. There's Zach having a moment with his players. Really, really happy to get some points on the board. And Cantley with his birdie putt on 18 yesterday. A point to USA. The points right now, 10.5, 5.5. We can't forget the Europeans. Bob McIntyre and Justin Rose winning a point in the afternoon session against Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. Rose really guiding Bob McIntyre. Bob, a winner of the Italian Open on this golf course, Marco Simone, just last year in 2022. What will he do in the singles match today? He's further down the order. In fact, he's last out against Wyndham Clark. Oh, Rosie, Justin Rose, the statesman, 43 years young, playing in his 6th Ryder Cup, and he came into this with, 14 points. He's got a couple more, 16 points so far. Brilliant, some of these older statesmen. Rory McIlroy, he came in with 14. He's managed to get 3 points, so he's up to 17. Let's show you the singles lineup and who will be playing who. We've alluded to the fact that the first tee off is at 11:35. Jon Rahm against the world #1 Scotty Scheffler. Next up, it's Victor Hovland. 2.5 points so far for Victor. Plays Colin Morikawa, bounced back into form yesterday afternoon. Cantlay Rose. Anyone looking forward to that match? Oh, match number 4, Rory McIlroy takes on Sam Burns. McIlroy with those 3 points, as I say. Matt Fitzpatrick, who was brilliant with McIlroy on day 1 against Max Homa. It's Hatton, Harmon. That'll be a fiery match. And Ludwig Aubert, who only turned pro in June, takes on the 5-time major champion Brooks Koepka. Sepp Straka against Justin Thomas. And Xander Schauffele takes on Nikolai Højgaard. Match number 10. Will we get as far as match number 10? Will it be decided? Shane Lowry against Jordan Spieth. Tommy Fleetwood against Ricky Fowler. And finally, match number 12, Bob McIntyre, who's been brilliant with Justin Rose, taking on Wyndham Clark, who won in that last match of the 4 balls yesterday with Patrick Cantlay. It was such a crucial point to get the United States to 5.5, to get them in with a chance of possibly winning the Ryder Cup. You never know. Expect the unexpected in sport. We never know what's going to happen. Do not rest on your laurels. But the Europeans, they just need 4 points to win the Ryder Cup. It's all set up for a brilliant day of golf. But for now, let's get out to Adam and see exactly where he is. Adam, over to you. Where are you?
Thanks, Di. Well, the last time you were with us, we were down by the fairway in the rough on the first fairway, where the players will be hitting most of their tee shots in a little while's time. And now we've made our way up the hill to the first green, and you realise how much of a hill it is to get up here. And it's such an interesting green, this one, that's tested the players on the 2 days so far. And the greenskeepers here are just preparing for the day's play. They're giving it a little cut, and then they will begin to cut the hole for the action that unfolds later. At the moment, the hole is cut in yesterday's position, which is far over on the left-hand side of the green. But today, I'm reliably informed by the greenkeepers here, and there is a huge team of them, as you can see, diligently going about their tasks here on day 3 at the Ryder Cup, that the pin will be cut 20 metres from the front and then 7 metres to the right. So that means that in an educated guess, it will be somewhere down in that position that Tim, the cameraman, is showing you at the moment. They'll be marking it out and cutting it in just a few minutes' time. So let's just head round this green, because it is quite undulating. As I said, it's got 2 tiers, so if they miss short to the front, the ball can roll back. We've seen that happen a few times when players have slightly misjudged their distance, or they've been hitting out of that thick rough that we were showing earlier in our last piece. There's also danger to the left of the green as they approach it, because if they miss left, that was why yesterday's pin position was particularly difficult. There's a runoff and the ball can trickle down to where the fans are sitting now. As I make my way over to some Team Europe fans who are still confident. Let's have a little sit down here. Oh, testing my legs. Good to see you guys. What's your names? Where you come from?
Yeah, Alex from London.
Jim from London.
Simon from London.
Okay, 3 London boys. You're decked out in your Team Europe finery. Are you confident on day 3?
Yeah, you know what, bit of a wobble last night, but woken up feeling confident, I reckon. Yeah, I'm pretty hoping they fold and get the big 5 out early doors and get them on the roll. But no, feeling good.
You said a bit of a wobble, but in some ways, could it have fired up the Europeans? I mean, I know it gave the Americans something to fight for, what happened to Patrick Cantlay and all of the other drama we saw on the 18th green and afterwards, but also this has stirred up the Team Europe to try and get it done quickly.
Yeah, 100%. We've just been saying exactly that. I think that has given them some momentum to come into the morning and a real reason to come out and fight, rather than taking it for granted. So we've had this spot for the last 2 mornings. It's been a good spot to give them some support, and hopefully we'll see a good couple of results.
Well, I don't know if you heard what I've just said there, but the pin's going to be cut 20 metres from the front and 7 to the right. So you're in an absolutely brilliant spot. That was where it was yesterday, but they've tricked you a little bit. They're going to cut it there in about 5 minutes' time, just over behind where the cameraman is now. So you're going to have another perfect spot. Tell us about what you've seen so far and how much you've enjoyed your Ryder Cup experience.
Oh, it's been amazing. It's our third Ryder Cup. Went to Hazeltine 2016, Paris 2018. And we're going to keep coming back every 2 years. It's just fantastic. And the Europeans this time, just smashing it out of the park. Been amazing golf. The senior players, the rookies, all chipping in. And yeah, it's going to be another great day.
You boys are veterans of the Ryder Cup, aren't you? Which players, particularly from the European side, are you hoping to see and see play well, but also from Team USA, have you enjoyed watching? Have you got some favourites on either side?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've all done well, haven't they? I think it was great to see Oberg go well on the first day. I think him against Koepka's a great matchup today because I don't think
that's going to be exciting.
He hasn't got anything to lose there, has he? And if we can get the crowd behind him, clearly Koepka's getting a bit of grief around the course in the nicest possible way. But I think that could be exciting.
Yeah, and it's going to be great to see Rory when he comes through as well.
Oh yeah, everyone's going to go nuts. Half the Americans support him as well. It's brilliant. I think Justin Rose, I'll tell you what, he's come of age. He's just holding it together in such a classy way. I've enjoyed seeing him around the course as well. But yeah, Rory's going to go nuts. It's going to be brilliant.
Okay, thanks guys. Well, enjoy your day. Cheers. It's back to you. Great stuff.
Thank you, Adam. This is Scotty Scheffler, the world #1, arriving for his match at 11:35 against Jon Rahm. Just to remind everybody, he did actually beat Jon Rahm in the singles in 2021. The score in that was 4-3 to Scheffler. Was anyone there in 21? Whistling Straits, Wisconsin. A few of you were. I think I remember the scoreline. It was the United States winning 19-9. Just reminding them. Obviously, the United States of America will need that big comeback today. And we've seen some fabulous outfits in our audience. Give us a wave, everybody, if you're dressed up. Banana Men, Guardians, Gladiators. You all are pretty. Hello at the back. Anyone from Ireland? I saw, there we go, some Irish flags. Supporting Shane Lowry, yay. And from Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy as well. We spoke about Rory and he is out against Sam Burns today. Is it going to be a McIlroy victory? Or is it going to be Sam Burns? Okay, right. In terms of outfits, both sides have really looked very dapper on the course for the first few days. The question is, what will the American side, what will the European side be wearing today? Take a look.
It all comes down to Sunday. Heroes are made on this day, and it is where the match is won or lost. We have decided to go with a strong sense of identity by incorporating our classic European colours of blue and yellow. Hopefully this will go down as one of the iconic uniforms worn by a winning European team. Whatever the result, I will look back proudly on my team, knowing they will have done everything they can to claim back the Ryder Cup with a huge amount of style.
Welcome to one of the greatest events in golf and one of the greatest in all of sports. The USA against Europe.
There's something about coming together as a team, unifying to play for something bigger than ourselves, and the Ryder Cup does that.
This looks good.
The team, camaraderie, chemistry, everything about it, it's captivating.
Red versus blue, Europe versus America. It becomes theatre. It becomes an occasion.
You know, your emotions are in it the whole week. There's a lot on the line.
What a thing to do at a time like this. Oh, beauty!
That's what the Ryder Cup is all about.
Stunning performance.
And finishes in style.
Unbelievable. Beautifully hauled. And that just draws the line under one of the great Ryder Cups.
You go through these incredible emotions together and come out the other end usually better for it.
Oh, some simply amazing moments from previous Ryder Cups, some historic moments, and I'm sure history will be made today. I was just chatting to some of the fans while we were watching that, just literally goosebumps, and a lot of these fans have been to many Ryder Cups, but for some, it's their first Ryder Cup, and they are lapping up the experience. Now, this golf course here at Marco Simone, many challenges out there. Let's have a look at some of the key holes and what the players will face.
The Ryder Cup is all about knowing when to make a move, when to sit tight and be happy with a par, or when to take a chance and get after a birdie or an eagle.
The 13th and 14th holes at Marco Simone are prime examples of this risk-reward mindset. Better decision-making here will be crucial in winning the Ryder Cup.
The 150-yard par 3 13th is one of the easiest holes on the course, playing a tenth of a stroke under par. Less than 10% of players made bogey here, while almost 85% of players hit the green in regulation. What this tells us is that it's time to get aggressive here and put the pressure on.
On the other hand, the 509-yard par 4 14th plays nearly a third of a stroke over par.
It features a fairway that only 53% of players hit, and a green that, even if you reach it into, only averages a shade under par. Sounds like a hole to play it safe on. Sometimes you might want to just take it easy and let your opponents make a mistake.
The USA outperformed Europe by more than a fifth of a stroke on long par 4s over 500 yards at Whistling Straits. Something to take into account at Marco Simone.
The team who leads after 14 holes in the last Ryder Cup had a record of 17-1-0.
These crucial decisions on which holes to stick or twist on is where the Ryder Cup will be won or lost.
Great stuff. Really good to look at some of the holes here at Marco Simone. Ladies and gentlemen, I am stood next to the Ryder Cup. This feels like I'm not allowed to touch it, so I'll make sure I'm not too close. But my goodness, it's steeped in history. I'm looking at some of the results here, and going back to 2021, where the United States won at 19-9. I'm thinking of some of these European victories. We mentioned Medina in 2012. That was a European comeback. What about Glen Eagles? Was anyone there at Glen Eagles? You guys were over there. Yeah, a European victory there. And just to remind everybody that the United States haven't won on European soil since 1993. So that's 30 years ago. Can they do it today? Okay, I'm going to take a little walk over here because I've spotted a couple of amazing outfits, and I believe John Rahm has just arrived at the golf course. He's gone out of his car. He's getting ready. Rahm with 2.5 points so far. That deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5 points. He is certainly fired up, and he said over the last few days he's definitely inspired by Seve Ballesteros. And yeah, when he walks out onto this tee, expect a bit of fist pumping. The expectation of these players when they come out here. My goodness, we've got a couple of Spanish fans and Americans as well, but there I can spot the pizzas. Can you see pizzas? Anyone else from Spain? España! Hola, ¿qué tal? Good to see. Is it going to be a Rahm? Oh, over here as well, Steve, my cameraman. Hello. Hola. Hola, ¿qué tal? Good to see you. Great stuff. Brilliant. Can we do a little bit of a song to get everybody warmed up? Should we do Ole Ole again? Are you ready? We've got to keep it going. Do you think we can keep it going until 11:35 a.m.? Great stuff. Have you had your coffee this morning? Good stuff. Excellent. I'm going to take a little walk down here. We've got a photograph taking place with all the superintendents here on the golf course, the hard work that's happened behind the scenes to get this Ryder Cup here in Italy, just on the outskirts of Rome for the first time. This is the first time that Italy have hosted the Ryder Cup. It's been a lot of hard work and it's brilliant. The fans from all over the world absolutely loving it, and the golf has been fantastic over the last couple of days. I think we're going to go to, okay, yeah, speaking about history, the question is, who can write their name in history today? Take a look at this.
The Eternal City. Ancient, iconic, epic. Where the foundations of an empire inspired noble leaders who prize courage and respect above all. Great theatres have heralded the bravery of men, triumph and tragedy celebrated on this enduring stage. Before the arches of victory, legions of warriors have fought for honor. Brothers united as one. From these historic ruins, heroes will rise through acts of defiance, confronting their destiny. For Allied rivals, all roads lead to Rome and eternal glory.
This could well be the last ball struck in this year's Ryder Cup.
Is to win the match. Apart from around 30 feet or so. On its way, getting a little bit closer. It's going to go to the right of the hole. Is it? Or is it in the hole? What a way to finish the Ryder Cup. Alex Noren takes off his cap, throws it in the air, and now his teammates are about to jump on top of him. How apt that a European putt from distance should find the bottom of the cup in the very last blow of the 2018 Ryder Cup.
Oh, an amazing moment there, Alex Noren helping to clinch the Ryder Cup for Team Europe in 2018 in Paris. So many brilliant memories, and we've got the players, the captains arriving at the golf course right now, not long until the first tee off. Luke Donald, the European captain, is he's here. He's walking to the clubhouse, played in 4 Ryder Cups, undefeated in Ryder Cups. He's been a vice-captain, and here he is with his team out in front, leading by 5 points. Justin Rose, 43 years old, and so far a couple of points, undefeated in this year's Ryder Cup. He's been brilliant with Bob McIntyre. She really guided him on day one. He managed to get three birdies on the back nine on Friday, which really helped his side get that point. And then yesterday, amazing, in that afternoon session in the 4 balls with Bob McIntyre, it was another point for the Europeans. Rosie, the drama that we saw on 18th when he held that putt on the Friday with Bob McIntyre by his side, and the crouch is very flexible, very gymnastic, but just scenes that we will see forever for a long time. So as I say, first tee off is John Rahm against Scotty Scheffler, and going further down the order to remind some of our audience here and everyone around the world of some of the tee times. Victor Hovland, he takes on Colin Morikawa there at 11:47. The tee times are 12 minutes apart, just so you know. Then it's Justin Rose, a massive match. Justin Rose taking on Patrick Cantlay, who we saw that dramatic birdie putt on 18. And yeah, what happened with Rory McIlroy there? Let's hope everyone can put that behind them as they step onto the first tee today. McIlroy, speaking of him, he takes on Sam Burns. They are the 4th match out today. Then it's Matt Fitzpatrick, who's partnered McIlroy over the last couple of days against Max Homa, playing in his 5th session, and Homa with 2.5 points so far. He's had a solid partnership with Brian Brian Harmon. Steve, my cameraman's telling me not to move too much, aren't you? Then we go Hatton against Harmon. And then the golden child of the European side, it is Ludwig Aubert. As I say, he only turned pro in June. He's never actually played in a major championship. He's a winner on the DP World Tour already, winning the Amiga European Masters. Just sensational. He's won everything at university, at Texas Tech. His career so far has been outstanding, and now he's turned pro, and he's up against Brooks Koepka, 5-time major champion, in that next match. I'm just going to go through the tail end really quickly. Sepp Straka takes on Justin Thomas. Then it's Nicholas Højgaard, he's played in a couple of matches. Really important, actually, to get these guys out on the golf course. You don't want a player just coming out and playing a singles game. They need a little bit of experience before. He's up against Xander Schauffele. Schauffele's unfortunately lost all his matches so far. Shane Lowry takes on Jordan Spieth. Then it's Tommy Fleetwood. We've seen him partnered with Rory McIlroy, taking on Ricky Fowler. That's in the 11th match. And the final match out today, will it come down to that final match, or will it be over by then? You never know where a Ryder Cup is going to finish. It's Bob McIntyre, as we say, has been playing with Rosie, up against major champion Wyndham Clark, and Clark will definitely be boosted by that point that he got with Patrick Cantlay in that final 4 balls match yesterday. So that's the lineup, just gone through it very quickly. But for now, let's get over to Adam and find out exactly where he is. Adam.
Thanks, Di. Well, we saw those live pictures of the players arriving just a few moments ago. Justin Rose, John Rahm, Luke Donald, the European captain. We've made our way over to the other side of the clubhouse, where they will be coming out later when they come out to practice for their matches. So let's just show you where we are. There's the doorway round to my left, where all of the Team Europe players, the caddies, and the captains will walk out when they come out from the team room. They come out of those doors, and then they make their way past the line of buggies. Look at these brilliant blue buggies. They've been cleaned overnight. There's Luke Donald's, the captain's team buggy here at the end with his name written on it. There's some cameras on there beaming those shots that have been on the television coverage all around the world. Rather snazzy flags as well that the buggies have got. And then these are all for the assistant captains and other support staff to make sure that they're able to get round the course quickly and move from hole to hole to pass on information to the players. They're all gleaming in blue, ready to go for the day. So the players and the caddies will walk past them, and then they will make their way on to the practice putting green, which has been freshly cut. The holes are ready. There's no little flags out there at the moment, but there will be later for them to head out and just test the green speeds, see which speed of greens that they will be ready to use later on when they're putting on the surfaces that we were seeing a few moments ago when we were up by the first hole. A few of the caddies and players yesterday were saying that the greens were running a little bit slower than they had expected on day 2 of the Ryder Cup, and that explained a few of the missed putts, the short missed putts we saw early in the morning foursomes yesterday. So they'll be here on the putting green. They might want to watch a bit of the action as it starts to unfold on the big screen where we're on at the moment, away to our left, that they can do that and keep up to date with everything as it continues. The media centre away to the left, so the world's media are in there writing their stories, preparing for the day. It's been a long 2 days so far at the Ryder Cup, all set for another long day. And then after they've done that, they come here, they pick up a basket of balls. They're all separated out into the particular balls that they use when they're out on tour. And they'll come down here and do a little bit of chipping. And there's several areas here that they can practice their chipping if they want to practice chipping out of the thick rough here that you can see that Tim's showing you. Quite thick rough that they can do so from here. And then the tighter cut areas are the you know, you've got the first cut, and then coming up to the green as well if they want to practice their chipping from a slightly tighter lie. There's also a few bunkers, a deeper bunker away to their right, and then there's one here as well just before we head over to the driving range. If they want to practice some slightly closer bunker shots as well, they can. So normally they do it in this order. So they do putting first, then they'll come over here, do some chipping, some bunker shots, depending which particular part of their game they want to work on the most. They might spend a little bit longer on one rather than the other, but normally players spend about an hour before their tee time. They arrive on the practice facilities about an hour before their tee time. So once they've done short game, then they come up onto this bridge. They walk over, and this is where we've had those brilliant shots over the last couple of days of the huge numbers of crowd and fans racing in early in the morning at sunrise yesterday and the day before. They're still streaming in. Away to my left, you can see they'll be arriving all throughout the morning as we head towards the first tee time. 11:35, John Rahm against Scotty Scheffler is going to lead us off on that first tee. So they're all making their way in slowly, and they'll be either heading to the first tee, or they'll be making their way further round the course to pick a particularly good vantage point to see the action unfold. And then just to give you a sense of where we get to, once the players have finished their short game, they're heading over here, over this bridge towards the range. And there is a little viewing gallery to the range. That's pretty full at the moment. And you can see they're waving to us there on the left. Hello, guys. They'll be hoping to see all of the top names when they head out onto the range just to the right to practice the last finishing touches to their practice before they head to the first tee for the opening tee shots. And that's the scene here, really. The sun is shining again. We're all set for another clear day. No rain or anything in the forecast. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful day, as we've seen in the first 2 days. Quite hot, so it will be a test for the players, who I'm sure will be fatigued both physically and mentally as they head into Sunday singles. We're all set for plenty of drama once again.
Since 1985, teams one up with one to play have failed to win almost 1 in 4 times. Talk about tension.
Very surprisingly, less than 40% of matches have made it to the 18th since 1985. But those that have perhaps stick in the memory more than the dramatic moments on other holes. Maybe it's the finality of the finish or your last chance to become part of history.
The 18th hole at Marco Simone is the perfect finishing hole for the Ryder Cup. Better decisions will have to be made here along a monstrous risk-reward hole.
Distance is important here, with an extra 25 yards gaining players nearly 2/10 of a stroke. This hole is made for the big hitters on both teams.
Will a player or team with a 1-up lead at the last play it safe? Well, the numbers say over a quarter of the players who went for the green in 2 gained over half a stroke over those who chose to lay up. It's a tough call.
The 18th has been halved 52% of the time since 1985. In this case, it's such a long hole with a crazy number of options. That makes me think the percentage will be far lower at this year's Ryder Cup. This is a win or lose kind of hole. The anticipation, excitement, and pressure await.
First, we're going to do the creed. Okay.
Here is Rory McIlroy arriving for his singles game. 3 points so far in the 2023 Ryder Cup. And he is 4th out against Sam Burns. What will we see from the Northern Irishman? He was a lot of emotions flying around on that 18th green yesterday in that final match of the 4 balls. I think there'll be focus, determination. He'll be wanting that point against the United States of America. And in terms of where I am, I'm in the grandstand on the first with some American fans. In fact, can we give them a huge round of applause? They look amazing. The American Marshals. Good to see you. Wait, yeah, give us a wave, give us a wave. Gents, you look fantastic. I'm thinking you'll be a little bit hot later on in the day. Was this the right attire to wear?
This is very, very warm in these.
Yeah, listen, you've got a poem, haven't you? Or have you got a song? What have you got for me?
Well, we've got a 13th man creed that represents each and every one of us that enjoy the cup so much. So if I may.
You may. Off you go.
Each of us, with pride, supports our Ryder Cup teams. I value sportsmanship over partisanship. I do not cheer failure. At the Ryder Cup, putts are holed, arms go up, dreams are claimed, men become legends, and we, the witnesses, take home memories we'll share forever. I'll be watching, I'll be cheering. I am the 13th man.
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. And do you have a little song for us this morning? Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Take me home, Ryder Cup, to the place I belong. USA, all the way. Take me home, Ryder Cup. Everybody! Take me home, Ryder Cup.
Brilliant. Certainly a classic. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, everybody, for taking part. You've all been awesome sports, and the sport on display today will be marvellous. I want to borrow one of these. You've been great. Today, it's going to be electric. It's going to be off the charts, and it's also going to be, take a look at this, a classic.